use the cameraman. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, we got two.
Ready? Action.
Hello everyone. Today Tiffany and I are going to talk about a very important subject when you run a business and work with customers, which is the privacy policy and procedures. So we're going to talk about scope and purpose of the privacy policy, the type of information we collect from the customers, and the consequences of not providing those information, the staff obligation, how we protect customer data in our company, and a short conclusion about privacy policies. Next, please. Thank you. So the scope and purpose for the TREE Hotel, which is our hotel, is to adopt and bound the national privacy principles that are set out by the Schedule 3 of the Australian Privacy Act of 1988. So our privacy policy has been developed to provide privacy and security for our customers regarding to the personal information they provide to us. So this sets out the TREE Hotel and all the staff obligation with receiving, storing, and the use of those personal information we collect. Next one, please. So the privacy policy and principles are divided in two categories for the type of information we collect from the customers. So we have the general information and the personal information. So general information is, for example, the information about the filters customers use when they are looking for a room to rent, for example, like the type of room they want, the number of guests we're gonna have in the hotel, the price they're ready to pay, they're happy to pay for it, the kind of interest they have. So that's pretty much what general information is. It's not really about personal details from the customers. So it's anonymous, we just use them to analyze the trend, gather to broad demographic information for general use, and it helps us to understand what the customers needs and what they're looking for when they book a room with us. Next one, please. So the second one, like I said just before, is the personal information. So like the name said, it's personal details from the customers, which is, for example, the name, home address, age, gender. It can be like payment details, credit card details, if they have any disability or any specific needs, stuff like that. So personal things about individuals we need to collect from them. Next one, please.
Okay, so the situation warning. So when you're like having a customer to come to your hotel, and they should like provide like personal information, and suppose customers do not, like if they provide like information that is not correct, so that will be a big problem because we cannot provide, like giving a customer a room that is like wrong name or wrong like credit card like information, something like that. So if something like that happened, you can always search for your supervisor or like hire a manager for that. The customer can ask like, so if I can provide more information like the card details, the booking details, yes, they can definitely change, but you still need to look for your supervisor to have the right to change the information for the customer. Next one, thank you. Okay, we got staff obligation at this slide. So as a general rule, staff can disclose official information that is normally given to members of the public seeking for that information. Disclosure for other official information or documents is allowed. So there's three of them. The first one is like if the course of duties and when proper authority has been asking you for that information, do so, it's fine. When required to do so by law or authorized to do by law, that's fine. When required to give evidence before a court or other body, keep in mind just all the informations are very important. Just make sure it has to be protected from disclosure. Next one. Okay, so staff and us or higher employers They must not assess, disclose, discuss, or use any confidential information. You do not just talk in front of the front desk and say that, oh, this customer, oh my god, like her attitude is like not okay and everything like that. You don't talk about others like, oh, she got this, like, oh, she has this different like request, it's weird, something like that, that is not acceptable. And if you are unsure about disclosing any information, you should seek the advice of your immediate supervisor and to releasing the information to the customer or other employee. Here's the consequences. So, maximum civil penalty for companies. This one is the previous one. It's like 2.2 million, just for like one single like information, something like that. And then they'll be like ready for like 50 million, and then 3 times the value of benefits obtained for or attributable to the branch if quantifiable. And then there'll be 30% of the adjusted turnover during the branch turnover period. That is only the penalty. Like the reputation of your hotel will be facing a big thing because like you cannot keep the information safe in your company. And if it's for individuals, it'll be at least like 2.5 million. It's not very worth it. You can just keep everything to the service, just not to like talk about any information that's from the customer. Next one, thank you.
So that's why it's really important for any business to protect the customer's data, because we want to, like Tiffany said, we want to protect our reputation and protect the customers. So how can we protect them and also protect us to keep like our reputation safe? Sorry. So how do we protect the data? Next, please. So as you may know, when you run a business, when you work with customer, when you do a customer service, communication is one of the most important things. So if you have like a honest and transparent communication with the customers, they're gonna trust you, they're gonna appreciate it, they're gonna feel like they can trust you, you're reliable. So communicate with them about what kind of information you're gonna ask them, how you're gonna use them, how you're gonna protect them. That's one of the first way for you to protect the data, being honest with them. So they trust you, they give you the information you need, and they can also find all information about how we use the data, how we protect them through the privacy policy we have on the website, or they can just ask at the front desk, at the lobby, if they have any question about protection of the privacy. Next, please. So another way to protect the data is training the staff. So like Tiffany said, people can just come at the front desk or whatever and ask any personal information about a customer. So if the staff is not trained properly, they may not know what kind of information they're allowed to share or not. So training is a very important thing, and it's one of the best way also to protect the data and the customer's privacy. So training the staff, keep them informed about the law, the rights, the obligation they have. That's another good way to protect any violation or protect the data, the privacy. Next, please. So another way to protect the privacy is to restrict the access to sensitive information, which means it's not because you work in the hotel, for example, that you can have access to any information. So all the sensitive private information are protected with access code. So anyone cannot just have access to a computer and look for information. Everything is protected computer system with security code for confidential information. So if you don't have the password, obviously you cannot access them. So that's pretty much it. So everything is protected with password and security system. Next, please.
You may think this is like funny, but it actually happens. So selling information, people might just come to the front desk like, oh, I'm looking for this this person. Can you just give me like the room number, or is he or she still staying here? I'll give you lots of money. If you're like making money and you're like thinking about like, oh, maybe I should, like it's just a room number. He looks like fine, like he didn't have like guns or anything like that. It's fine, but you don't know. You can't just judge a person like how he or she look and then just give the information out. So under those circumstances, you consider selling your guest information to a third party. It's against the law and it'll have a lot of like it might be a crime. It might be more than what you're thinking about. So you never like sell information about your customers. Next one. Okay. So last year we choose the right system to train our employees. A managed service provider will be directly responsible for maintaining IT security at our hotel. So through this one, all the password will reset every couple months, and only the higher supervisor will have the access to the service, like the information. And MSP will constantly monitor all networks. So if anyone just searching that information that is not on her security level, it will be noticed, and then we will know, and then we will go ask the person what you're looking for, something like that. Okay. So before you go, most of the information can be found in the policy and procedure handbook that is provided in every department. So if you have any questions, ask your supervisor. And if you have further information you want to provide, please let your supervisor know so they can send the email to us and we can inform the higher head office here. And there will be a staff training coming soon next month, so just let me know. And we will provide lunch and afternoon tea. Transportation allowance for employees will up to $20, so don't worry about that. And please always check your emails for new information. Any questions? Not really? Okay. I actually have a situation question. So what if there's a teenager coming to the front desk and asking oh, I forgot my room key, but my mom and my dad live in here. Can you just give me the room key? No.
No.
No. Yes, you can't. If you said okay, do you have your parents' ID card, something like that? You have to have the ID card to check the person's identity, or no circumstance that you can just give him oh, okay, yeah, you give it to you. So no, that's the answer. So no. Everyone did a good job. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
And see I was gonna say that's why we collect information like phone number and stuff like that when they're checking. So if we have any question, any circumstances like this, we can just call them and double check if the person is actually the son or whatever. So that's why we collect information.
That's right.
Thank you.
Yes.
You're at the front desk and somebody comes up to you and says, my husband he's here in the hotel somewhere. Can you give me his room number? What would you do?
We will not
Contact the guest.
context like this, yes, but another hand is you have to you can't say oh, what's your husband's name or something, because everyone has privacy. If today the husband is the customer and he decided to live in our hotel, and then somebody just come through and then say, oh, I'm here with my husband and I forgot the room number. Can you just provide me the room number? You can ask the lady, oh, what's the booking last name for the.
What you do is what Sophie said.
Yeah.
You don't say, oh, if you ring this number, you talk to the room. No, because they can find out what room he is.
Yeah.
We can contact the guest and
You contact him, say, Mr. Smith, Mrs. Smith is here.
yeah,
And he'll say,
they decide what to
Oh,
do.
don't say
right?
Yeah.
Because he might be in bed with his girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the situation.
Not
Yeah.
always, not always.
Never sell customers
She found out.
Yeah.
So she came to the hotel.
That's
She
a
wants to get that
dangerous
girl.
situation. Yeah.
Maybe commit a murder or something.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah. And what happens if you're at the front desk and somebody says, I saw this guy come into the hotel. Tell me where he is. Or I'll kill you.
No.
I'll kill you.
I mean,
What are
I'll
you gonna
kill
do?
you. Call the police, call the security, kick them out.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They have mentally you can actually see it's not very stable. You can actually just ask them
You don't give out any information
Nah.
like
No,
that.
of course
no.
not.
However, it's happened to me before. I've been at the front desk and a guest has run through the front, run flat out into the elevator, up he goes to his room. After him, some huge guy, right, about 7 feet tall with good muscles, came running in after, where is that bastard? I'll get rid of him."
Wow.
And he came up to me and went, "Oh, where is he? What room?" Blah, blah." I said, "I can't tell you, mate." "No, tell me or else." I'm sorry, I had a baseball bat there.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, should I pick up the baseball bat or not? And then I decided not to because I figured if he got the baseball bat off me, he might kill me.
Yeah.
But in the end, it calmed down. He moved out.
Yeah.
So.
So never ever tell the third party the customer's information, or it will be a big trouble.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And what about people that walk into your reception naked?
Oh, you
Completely
told us
naked.
that last
Yeah.
time. Yeah, we still remember that.
Yeah.
Towel.
Towel, let's
Yeah.
walk together with you to your room.
Yes.
It's a bit chilly tonight, right?
Yeah.
All right, that was great. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
And did everybody notice their PowerPoints were very well
Yeah.
designed and very pleasant to look at?
Yeah.
All right? That makes it